Hey everyone, Chef Ralph Terrell here. It's that time of the year again. It is leprechaun hunting season. No, I'm just kidding, that's horrible. It is St. Patrick's Day. So what I would like to bring for you today is the day after St. Patrick's Day, a little hack that I have. It's more of a repurposing of your corned beef. Everybody loves corned beef. I would like to normalize not having it just, that one time a year on St. Patrick's Day. We all know it only goes on sale one time a year for stupid prices. If you're here, in New York, on Long Island, they're like, 99 cents a pound or something like that. So you jam pack your freezer with them. They wait there almost all year, and then you realize, hey, it's that time of year again. So let's take the old ones out, put some new ones in. But whatever, let's normalize having them more than once a year. I'm going to show you a little thing to do with your leftover corned beef. So, obviously you're going to have the different cuts. You've got the point cut and the flat cut. I really don't want this to be that in depth, but in general, the point cut is fattier and a little bit more difficult to trim and carve because of the irregularity in the grain pattern, whereas the flat cut is a little bit more flat, thin, uniformed in shape, and a little bit easier to figure out where the grain pattern is, because you definitely want to cut it across the grain pattern when you're dealing with a corned beef brisket. So you've got your leftovers. I always buy too big of a piece just for the leftovers. So today what we're going to be doing is a corned beef salad. Now I know what you're thinking, it sounds weird. It's not a green salad. It's like, it's a protein salad. So we're going to take the corned beef, and what I'd like to do is I've trimmed some of it. I leave some of the fat on. You don't have to leave the fat on if you don't want to. But we're going to take it, and if it's, cooked properly, it should crumble. So you just kind of want to get in there, crumble it the best you can. Just like this. So this recipe, I'm going to give you approximate amounts. Nothing's really set in stone. I would say measure with your heart, but that's not always. We all know that's not always the correct way. So depending on how coarse or fine you like it, basically just kind of smash it up. We're going to go with. I'm going to say this is about 2 cups of corned beef shredded. We're going to get in there. Very nice, very nice. So we've got the 2 cups shredded. Give my hands a little rinse there. All right, now to this, we're going to add, and I have everything all set, ready to go. We're going to add, this is about 1.5 cups of small diced cucumber. We're going to throw that in. We're going to add about 1/2 cup of the same small dice red onion. Get that in there. We're going to add, this is about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I like to use Kewpie mayo, the Japanese mayonnaise. It's not a necessity, but it will give a nice extra punch of flavor in there. We've got some stone ground whole mustard right there. Into the bowl. This is about 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. This will bring a nice brightness to the salad, so we're just going to toss that in there. Now this is just an optional thing for me. Personally, I like a little bit of spice, a little bit of kick. So I'm going to add, and this is completely optional. I mean, theoretically, it's all optional. You don't like the red onions, leave out the red onions. You don't like the cucumber, you could probably substitute for pickles, but that's like a whole nother school of thought. Anywho, so horseradish, that's where I'm getting to. So we're going to do about a tablespoon of horseradish. We're going to get that in the bowl as well. And we're just going to mix. So we'll get with this bottom camera, we'll switch camera angles. This is a little bit too small. Let's move in with a little bit of a bigger paddle. So now what you got in here, and in theory why this works, so a corned beef is brined, you know, with salt solutions and spices and whatnot. A pickle also a form of brining. So when I, put this recipe together, I was initially saying, oh, let's put cabbage as that little, as that green crunchy element. Just use cabbage. But not for anything. Nobody wants to be eating cabbage all the time for reasons of gastrointestinal factors. So I figured, the cucumber would work because, a cucumber is basically an unbrined pickle. So, that's basically where we're at now. Pretty well incorporated. So this is where I say, salt and pepper to taste. I'm gonna put this just hanging off the edge of the sink because that's what we do. Right, so we're gonna give it a taste. It's pretty much there. Now keep in mind this does get better as it marinates and sits a little bit. So at the very end, a lot of the chefs say salt, pepper to taste. I'm gonna grab the salt and cracked pepper. I definitely want some fresh cracked pepper in there. Probably about half a teaspoon. So this is where your personal preferences really come in, the salt factor. So normally corned beefs are salty enough. If you get a low sodium corned beef, which a lot of people resort to because of health reasons, you may want to add a little bit of that extra salt for here. It really just needs maybe just a touch more, just a dash, just to bring it to that next little level. So we got the salt, we got the pepper. I'm gonna give that a flop around till it's nice and incorporated. Yeah, I mean, guys, look, this is definitely not your leftover corned beef sandwich, or the Reuben, a very popular thing to do with this leftovers. Let's get it in there for another taste. 10 times better. Perfect. So, a bunch of different ways that you can serve this. Obviously, there's the classic rye bread. I personally do one of two ways. I do like, if I'm going to do a little upscale, we'll call it, I'll do a little brioche bun. Or I do love a good Portuguese finger roll. I mean, these things are always phenomenal. Nice hard outside. Listen to the crisp on that. Fluffy inside. So let's just, for the sake of this video and timing, let's do. I'm gonna do this with a spoon to make everything a little bit easier, a little less messy. All right, right into the brioche. Perfect. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Like that. being a Long Island, New York thing, this kind of gives you like that little upscale feel of like, you know, a lobster roll or something like that when you do it in the brioche bun style. And then with this nice little Portuguese roll, just kind of stuff it in there. And then, you know, this, you get a couple of these. Look at that. Got a couple of these. Throw them in some saran wrap, and you're good for the beach, or, you know, taking this stuff out on your boat. We're just getting into, you know, the spring season, so all those outdoor activities are gonna resume, and yeah, it's something different to bring instead of the tuna salad or the chicken salad. This is a good protein. If it's a lean protein, if you trim the fat off of it. So yeah, once again, I'll show this down here because that's an awesome little roll. Yeah, like I said, right on the brioche. I mean, let's get in. Yeah, I mean, you get the freshness from the cucumber, the saltiness from the corned beef, that little bit of a punch from the red onion, the mustard's in there, the mayo, that binder that keeps it all together. And then you get that little horseradish all the way in the back. And you're like, hey, I'm here. And you're like, yeah, that's a horseradish. And then the butteriness of this brioche brings it out. It's great. You know, this should be a normalized everyday salad. Maybe not every day if you have high blood pressure, but you get the idea. So, yeah, this was just what you can do. One of the things to do with your St. Patrick's Day leftovers, your corned beef, you know, the cabbage and all that stuff, that really only has a few day shelf life. I mean, the meat will last a little bit longer. I mean, quality-wise, you know, the vegetables degrade very quickly. This meat will hold up a little bit. You put it in with this, it'll hold up a little bit longer. Sure, I hope you love this hack. I hope you guys try it. Leave your comments below if you try it. If you want to see, you know, if you would do anything different, I'm curious to hear, you know, what you would do. If you have a recipe, something similar, I would love to hear and see that as well. Yeah, give a like, subscribe, follow. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Merch can soon be found on my website, chefralphterrell.com, and hope to see you soon. Have a good one, and happy St. Patrick's Day.